Well, we all saw the photos. First Lady Milania Trump taking the global stage by storm at this week's G20 summit in Germany, as new poll numbers show that her popularity here at home has never been higher. My next guest studies this for a living. He calls himself the First Lady's man, and he says Melania is no ordinary First Lady. Joining me now, author of Unusual for Their Time, On the Road with America's First Ladies, Andy Oak. Andy, good to have you with us.
Good morning, Abby.
And no better time after this G20 summit. We saw her everywhere. We saw her trying to interrupt that meeting with Vladimir Putin and President Trump, and also sitting next to President Vladimir Putin. You think about her story, Andy. You think about originally coming from a communist country. Here she is, the First Lady of the United States, sitting next to the President of Russia. Talk to us about the significance of that and why she was such an asset.
Well, let's think about this. Melania Trump is educated. She's intelligent. She's a young, attractive mother. She's a fashionista. She has everything that every historical First Lady has had to become very, very popular. If she was in Hollywood, she'd be a singer, dancer, and actor, a triple threat. So I'm not surprised at her rising poll numbers here in America. Historically, given her past, I expected her to be a huge hit on the international stage, and she's a big asset for her husband's administration.
Yeah, just to give people a few facts about the First Lady, she was born and raised in the communist country Slovenia. She began modeling her career at the age of 16. She became a U.S. citizen back in 2006. She's, of course, also fluent in 5 languages. Andy, you also think about, you mentioned this, the impact that she must have on her husband as he's traveling the world doing these important meetings. And many of them he's meeting with their wives who don't always speak English as their First Lady. I mean, she's opened his eyes to a whole other world.
Think of the role of First Lady as one of the most powerful unelected roles in the world. She has direct access to one of the most powerful men in the world. And being a PR campaign advisor and spreading the word and making the president and her husband more human, more acceptable to the world and on the international stage is job number one for this First Lady. And I predicted that she would do it, and given enough time to sort of stretch her wings and make this role her own, she's proving to do just that.
Yeah, and the American people clearly see it that same way, with our new poll showing 51% of the American people approve of Melania Trump. What did you make of Ivanka Trump stepping in and sitting in for her dad at the round table at the G20 summit for a few moments while he stepped away to meet one-on-one with other leaders? I mean, you think about President Trump. He's brought his family with him from the early days of campaigning. I mean, this is who he is. He's a family guy. He knows that they are his best assets, too.
Absolutely. And historically, this has been going on since the Jefferson administration, bringing families in and using them for their strengths. Oftentimes, we see them in the campaigns and they help get their fathers or their husbands or brothers elected, whatever the family relation. But Donald Trump's family is very capable. Ivanka showed herself to be highly intelligent and effective on the campaign trail. And he's smart to bring her on board as an advisor because she can be very effective. And we're seeing that role grow in Ivanka as well.
Yeah, so German Chancellor Angela Merkel actually defended Ivanka Trump at the G20. Here was a statement that she put out. She says the delegations themselves decide, should the president not be present for a meeting, who will then take over and sit in the chair. That is something that other delegations also do. And it is very well known that she works in the White House and that she is also engaged in certain initiatives. I mean, that's a big moment there. Angela Merkel stepping up saying this is very normal to happen.
For as great as the United States is and as modern as we are, we're very behind as far as female roles in government and on the world stage. Other countries are outdoing this in years and years, and Donald Trump bringing his daughter in is a step in the right direction, I feel.
Yeah, that's a great point. Andy Oak, thanks for being with us. Great to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
All right, still ahead on this Sunday morning, our own Chris Wallace, Ed Henry, General Jack Keane, and Maria Bartiromo. They will all be here live this morning. Also up next, he is a 19-time All-Star, 2-time MVP, and a Baseball Hall of Famer. Now he's teaching kids the value of winning.